1991, Graf won the first set 6-love and then lost a very close tiebreaker in the second set, 8 points to 6, and then Sabatini went on to win it.
30-all. Game point here for Graf to go ahead 4-love. Steffi Graf has only lost to 2 people here, but lost to Everett 4 times and Sabatini a couple.
And in those 7 Lipton appearances, she's never lost before the semis.
Actually, I should say she lost twice to Everett. She beat her twice as well. And I really felt strongly that Sabatini was going to win the match, even after the first set was over and Graf had won it so convincingly, because I remembered what had happened the year before. This time, I don't have that same feeling. It's a different circumstance. This week has just been too crazy with the weather. So has this day been crazy, but for Steffi Graf, she now has a 4-game-to-love lead in the first set.
Well, last year's Lipton, it was Graf who really should have won it. Lost 7-5 in the second set tiebreaker. So very closely contested matches the last 2 years here. These are the white caps on
Small
the
craft warnings must be in effect.
You would think so. Oh, what a shot. That nearly took the net court judge's cap off. The serve out wide. Watch the net court judge here. This one goes down the line. Look at that. That woke her up. Out there again, a beautifully executed forehand.
Sabatini lives here in Key Biscayne. She's playing like she's still at home. She has not made her way to the stadium court yet. Love 30 in this game and 4-love to Graf.
That's the shot you like, Mary.
Yeah, that's my favorite shot of hers, actually, the backhand down the line. And the fans here trying to get her into this match are happy that she's finally got herself a winner. Unfortunately, they're not evening out the errors that Sabatini has made. It's still a pretty young match, and she's already had 7 unforced.
Another 2 break points for Graf.
Another one.
Nevertheless, a good play from Graf to put the pressure on Sabatini. She is very much in control of the set.
Well, it's a good time, Cliff. You know, Graf had a couple of chances to win the game. It's nice to see that she decided to try to win it from the net. But again, that's Sabatini's best backhand.
The tactics that Dennis Ralston, Sabatini's new coach, has given her is to try and get to the net. Break points there. Graf 2 of 6.
She has got another one too, Fred. So this set is about as close to over as doesn't matter. 5 games to love, Graf. This is semi-final of the women at the Lipton Championships. It is Steffi Graf, the top seed, who's leading 5 games to love, hasn't lost a game yet, hasn't really looked like she's in much danger in this match at all so far. Deja vu, remember, this has happened before twice in the semi-finals, and Graf ended up losing. But as I said, I don't have that same feeling today. This is Graf serving for the set. The match is really on this young lady's racket, isn't it? And she could turn this around, but she has really got to want to do it. She's got to fight the conditions. She's got to fight the fact that they have been on and off this court 4 times before the whole thing got underway now again.
But it's really Graf who's gobbling up the court a lot more than Sabatini. She's made some nice plays into the net. She's forcing the issue. She's getting the short balls and punishing them. Sabatini's best shots have really come on defense in passing. She's not going to win this match trying to do that.
That is wide, so Graf has got 3 set points here. In fact, Sabatini has got more margin for error than Graf on really both sides. You can see the lights here. The stadium has been turned on. Early evening. That is wide, and Graf has won the first set easily. The partisan crowd would like to get more involved in this match, but there's not much to say at this stage if you're a Gabriela Sabatini fan, because it's been all Steffi Graf so far.
Well, they'd like a lot more match. It was only a 22-minute first set, but it was a match that was supposed to have started 5 hours ago. So, yeah, I think they are hungry for a little bit more.
You've got to give the fans a medal today, though, don't you? It's been miserable conditions. They've tried to have this match underway this 7 times. They've been on the court 4 times, but the court actually has been squeegeed off and right out 7 times, and showers have come back every time.
It's a clean court.
Yeah. Rather funny, because I even thought the guys with the squeegees were getting into pretty good rhythm.
Look at that, boy.
Yeah, only 5 points on serve, broken 3 times, hasn't won a game yet.
That's some pretty good volleying. If she's going to try to dictate the match, vamos Gabi, as her fans are exhorting her. She should come to the net more. She had to make a very tough stab volley there from mid-court, and that gave her the easy put away. But she hasn't put together any points in clusters enough to gather herself up a game.
Double fault, 15-30. While you're handing out medals, Fred, I think we should give medals to a lot of the fans here who have stayed through this mess today. Yep. And then how about the biggest one of all, to tournament chairman Butch Buckles? He's still here. He's still, believe it or not, after all of this nonsense, got a smile on his face, and nobody could have been beset with more problems than he has. Just before we started here, some fan came up to him complaining about a seat or something. And he said, "Would you like to be tournament director of this affair?"
Sabatini's serve is never a weapon, and even when she's spinning it in at 55%, which isn't a terrible first serve percentage, she's still only winning 18%.
18% of first serve.
Of first serves, yeah. She's doing better on second serves when she's really spinning them in and not, you know, doing a little extra kick on them.
So another break point for Steffi Graf. First game, second set, and Sabatini still trying to hold serve. Hasn't held yet, as we already pointed out to you. You know, the interesting thing to me watching her serve now, she's throwing the ball further out to the right, but she's still coming across it too much. If she's going to throw it out to the right, she's got to hit the ball flatter to hit it harder. She ducked to let it go out, and it did not oblige, so she is broken again. 7 straight games for the top seed. Casellas is #1 in the world, 14-10 points. Then it is Steffi Graf at #2. Martina Navratilova behind her. Navratilova's already won a tournament this year. She won in Paris over Monica Seles in a big surprise. The only match that Monica Seles actually has lost. Steffi Graf has played very well this year. She just won a tournament last week, and she's in good shape here at the Lipton. Mary Jo Fernandez and Arantxa Sanchez Vicari, who's still alive, round out the top 5. And Gabriela Sabatini is #6. Conchita Martinez of Spain, as you can see, she has 570 points, followed by Jana Novotná of Czechoslovakia. Jennifer Capriati, who was surprised here at the Lipton, has 500 points so far on the craft tour. And then #10 is Amanda Kutzer at 479. Now back to Graf Sabatini. Steffi Graf, 6-love, and now 1 game to love with a break in the second. She's about to serve here in the semi-finals of the Lipton Championships. Let's take a look at that last point again here, Fred.
And this is the backhand half volley. He comes over the top of that one. That's straight at Sabatini, and she just couldn't control it. Look at the way she moves in there. This one comes straight at her, so she decides to duck. She was in no position to play a volley, and it was well in. And so Steffi Graf now yet to lose a game.
Fred, I think she could have taken a swing at that thing, and probably should have. She just must have thought it was going long, don't you think?
I thought the wing plate had her again. She wasn't ready for it, straight at her. Dennis Ralston, I think, is probably he left a worried look on Coach Ralston's face there. He's taking notes, and he obviously can't be too pleased at the moment.
Love 15.
She cannot be playing a better match, this woman, Steffi Graf. From every department, her game is red hot, including her serve. I mean, she's taking pretty big swings at the ball, too, and she's even having to check her toss on a bunch of them. She's got her backhand slice working. She's got her ferocious forehand at top speed, and her service has been very strong, too. With all this wind, a remarkably high first serve percentage for Steffi so far. I mean, look at that. Against Toziao last night, she won very easily, only lost a game or two, and it was 50%. Tonight, it's 83 in this wind.
You were saying there that she came into the press conference with a big grin on her face saying, hey, I can't remember playing this well, and Steffi doesn't often do that.
Well, that's the remarkable part about that comment she made. Steffi is one of the most self-critical players I've ever listened to in a press conference. And she couldn't wipe the smile off her face.
Long. There's the break point. 2 of them, in fact, for Gabriela Sabatini. She's trying to get on the board. Hasn't won a game yet in the match. Graf saves 1.
101 miles an hour, that flat serve right down the tee.
She does throw the ball up very high on the ball toss, doesn't she? Graf, watch this again. I mean, this is probably 6 feet above where she makes contact with it. Look. Long.
Pretty much out of the picture, that ball toss, and 2 big first serves when threatened.
That's why she has a pause in the swing here. Serve swing. Watch. Pause. Deuce. I actually talked to Hans Grunhardt about that today before they got out here, and he said, what about that big high ball toss, especially in the wind? He said, look, you know, if you try to change that, then you also change the rhythm on the serve. And he said, I just don't want to mess with that at this point. In practice, she's serving very well.
I think it's a good point.
I do too, but in the long run, if I was her coach, I would say we are going to bring that thing down by 3 feet. I really would.
Then you'd be replaced.
So Graf has won another game. Sabatini still not on the board. 6 love and now 2 games to love. Having a lot of trouble with the wind, both of them, I suppose. Although Steffi Graf, as you said, Mary, is really playing very well. You can see the trees there behind the stadium moving pretty good, and that's because of all the wind that we have here. I'm saying 25 miles an hour, maybe up to 30 mile an hour gusts.
Graf is hitting right through it all.
Yeah, the style of play, you would think that Graf would have more trouble with the wind than Sabatini, because Sabatini can, she does have a more variety of shot, hits with the slice and can hit the top spin off both sides, but not today.
She just can't get one either, can she?
Can't get a call. Everything is just barely missing.
Look at this.
Well, we always know that's the most vulnerable part of Sabatini's game, but that's it's still
The 4 times
remarkable numbers.
She's only served 4 times. Every time she's served, she's been breathed. I really have the feeling that it's also a case here of unconscious lack of interest on the part of Sabatini, having gone through this tournament and everything that she's had to go through today.
I don't know. I just think this match has been entirely decided by Graf. You know, I think Sabatini would love to get her teeth into it. She wants to perform well before all of her fans.
Yes, she needs to get into some rallies, and she just has not been able to do it.
15:30 here. Well, that's why I said unconscious, because I think she's obviously giving it the best that she has on the day, but boy, it kind of takes the edge off that real desire, isn't it, when you...
In fact, the only guy, the only person in both draws, and it's been a kind of tournament with very difficult conditions. I think the only guy who really tanked was Mark Rosset, tanking that final set to Patrick McEnroe. I mean, that really didn't look too good at all. But again, there's an awful lot of things to fight in the tournament beset with so many weather problems and court problems.
30-all.
Terrific approach from Sabatini. That's better than all the others she's hit so far tonight. She sliced it pretty heavily, and it stayed deep. She got better length on that one. In fact, it wandered right into Graf's body.
Listen for this crowd reaction. If, in fact, she's able to win this game, it'll be her first. She's the number 5 ranked player in the world. Graf is number 2. Long again, not more than a foot long. She just can't get one.
Trying to play it into the breeze because she knew where Graf was attacking the net. Trying to throw it up, make it a little more difficult for Steffi, but again too deep.
In general, the wind is blowing from the right of your screen to the left, but don't hold me to that because it's swirling also. Short second serve and dealt with
pretty severely.
Yeah.
You get him that short, and you get him that short with an explosive forehand. Look at Graf. As we mentioned earlier, she is hitting that forehand as well as she ever has, and she hit that one from inside the baseline, about 6 feet inside the baseline, head of the racket, stayed on the ball, and now another break point opportunity.
Could also get frequent flyer miles, you know, for how far she is off the ground when she makes contact with that forehand as well. I mean, that's a foot in the air. She's flying. Break point again.
Very important game, this one, for Sabatini, because if she can pin Graf to the baseline as she did in that rally and work with the wind upset the momentum of the Graf backhand on that occasion, she could get into this second set. But if she loses this, a long way home.
Short day at the office.
You always look for a silver lining for someone who hasn't won a game yet. And for Sabatini, the truth is that, as you mentioned, Fred, a couple of years ago when they played, yeah, she lost the first set 6-love. She was down in the second set. She came back and won it, and then easily won the third. So, taint over yet.
Well played. Sabatini really ran away from that passing shot. She was forced to play that from way behind the baseline. What's Sabatini here? There's the volley. Look how far back she has to go to play that passing shot down the line. So your opponent at the net really gets a pretty good look at where you're going.
Could just as easily have gone over that one. The ball not dropping for Sabatini today at all yet. Break point for a second break in the second set. Put a little more on that passing shot, didn't she? Straightened it out. The slice was gone on that one.
The first time that we've seen Graf really flatten some passing shots, and she's hit a couple of topspin backhands. And that's got to be from confidence, Mary, the way she's playing.
Yep, it really is. It just says it all that she can go for shots like that. Sabatini's still without any success. Graf, of course, has broken her every time so far.
Watch out here. Second serve.
She's trying, you know, she's trying hard to get something going. You can see it.
It was a pretty good second serve, actually, that one, because had it been anywhere down the middle of the court, Graf would have cranked up on a forehand.
Sabatini has become known to be a very tenacious battler, even when she's not playing well.
Deuce.
She's going to need some help from Graf, I think, if she's got any chance in this match. Graf's game must come down a bit. just kissed the net and gave Graf a little bit of a harder volley than she would have liked.
Yeah, she had the little dink covered, but when it touches the tape, it moves back about another 6 inches or a foot, and of course the